Good afternoon, good day, anywhere you are. And this time, we are looking at the online visibility and personal credibility. Now, we are especially talking about the grant readiness workshop. This is a free grant readiness workshop that is for you. This is for participants, researchers, professionals. So, and this is the topic that you have to take very serious. Now, online visibility and personal credibility. Hands-on projects for participants. For you to be able to audit yourself on social media, you position yourself for grants, applications, and grant winning opportunity. You prove and improve yourself professionally, then you increase your identity before applying for grants. Now, the big idea: fundability begins before proposal writing, and that is visibility makes you findable, credibility makes you fundable. So when you are visible, people will be able to find you. Then when you are credible, you are valuable, people will be able to uh, fund you. Funders may search your name, organizations, and previous work. They look for consistencies, evidence, seriousness, and trust. The moment your name, the moment your name is written, the moment your name is written as an applicant for grants, now the funders begins to search for you online. They will search for you on LinkedIn. They will search for you on different social media like Google Scholar, ResearchGate, and all other social media, academics and other non-academic social media. They look for consistencies. They look for evidence. They look for seriousness and trust signals. Your online footprint should support, not that it will weaken your proposal. The moment your proposal, you have a fine proposal, what they look for is they now find you to see how relevant you are. The core question is, if a founder search for me today, for you, will the available information inspire confidence? You need to know. Now, that means number one, by the end of this session, each participant should leave with 5 practical outputs. Number one, audits, the digital footprint findings. How can they find you? Number two, position, that is 30 to 40 words professional statement. You should be able to write this. Write 30 to 40 words professional statement about yourself. Then you are able to improve your profile, headline, what people are looking for and how they can find it. Then proof, that is credibility, evidence bank. People will search you from your organizations. They will search if you are there or not. Then finally, you look at 7-day improvement actions. So from this day and the next 7 days, you need to make sure that you plan to be able to get the best out of what you want. So the audit, you audit yourself, look at all your social medias, check it, and make sure that what they are looking for is what they will see. Then you position yourself, you optimize, you prove, and you plan. The 20-minute digital credibility sprint is a fast practical workflow that fits the introductory workshop. Now, audit. Now, type your name online. Your name, type it online right now and see if you will appear on the first page. See those people, some other people are bearing your name. When you write your name, let's say, for example, you are writing if people will see you. That is very, very, your name is written and they cannot find you, then it becomes a problem. Now, number two, positioning statements. Positioning statements on LinkedIn, positioning statements on uh, all other social media, on Google Scholar, on ResearchGate, on academia, on OSIT is very, very important. Number three, that is LinkedIn 5-second test. The moment your LinkedIn is opened, the moment they open and search for you on LinkedIn, just at a glance, 5 seconds, you should be able to see something that is credible for them to pick in order to call you for the grants awarding opportunity. Then 12 to 16 minutes evidence bank. That is other online facilities where they can see you. Then another thing is consistency check. If you say you are a tailor, or if you say you are in one profession, if you say you are in one department, are you permanently in that department? Take for example, you are sociology. Now they discover that all the things you are doing relate to sociology. Or you say you are a tourism professional, or are you handling events, taking people on tour? All these things must be there. Then the 7 action plan. So that's 18 to 20 minutes. You are able to come up with the 7-day action plan. Now, point one, we look at it. The project one, you Google yourself audit. Now, as participants, you are to examine what a founder sees first. What will the founder want to see? That's task. Open a private incognito browser window. I believe you know how to do this. By your right hand other corner, the moment you open your Google, you will see 3 dots there. You click. When you click, you scroll down, you are going to see incognito browser. You get it and you search. Search your full name and organizational name variant. Scan the first page of the result only. Record strength, risk, and missing evidence. So this is the task you are expected to do. What appears first is not always what you want founders to see first. So by doing this, you are able to check and audit yourself very well. Now, we look at digital footprint audit worksheets. Now, result found, LinkedIn profile, naturally will be seen. Then the Google Scholar OSID, that one is also very important. You also look at the project photo reports, old social posts. That's the result that is found. So the moment you type your name online, you are able to see exactly what you are looking for. Then let's look at the credibility signal. Professional identity, is it visible? Academic proof, is it there? Implementation evidence and public personal content. You have to look at that. What are the risk gap? Outdated role. The role you have taken 10, 20 years ago, what are the current role you are working on? And most people on their LinkedIn, they don't even have banner. They don't have information that actually talks about them. And I want to suggest that you make sure that you change your profile on regular basis. Then the missing link, your LinkedIn must be organized in such a way that when people look at it, they will see the role. Nothing is missing. It's not that you have 2004 and now have 2006. What is between 2004 and 2006? Or the moment you have 2006, you now have 2016. So anything that is missing there, you have to reorganize your LinkedIn profile if you're actually looking for grants. Then action required. You update headline if that is about you. Add to LinkedIn, create evidence folder, and adjust your privacy. So that is very, very important. So as participant, 3 findings and 3 corrections to make within 7 days. You need to get this. So now project 2, the next project you are going to carry out. If you are going to be findable online, in order to be fundable, you need to clarify who you are. Who are you? Are you a farmer? At the same time, you are you are a trader. At the same time, you are a professional. Everything you are writing must correlate. What do you do? Who do you serve? And why it matters? These are questions that you need to ask. Take for this is a formula. You put your professional identity, specializing in the area you are specializing in, helping target group, community or sector to do specific outcome through expertise approach. This is a simple statement that you are expected to put on your headline and on your statement. Very simple for you to be findable and for you to be fundable. So identity, what title best describe your expertise? You have to sit down and look at the identity you want people to see you with. Number two, what's your specialization? What area do you want funders to associate you with? What specialization? You must not just lump everything together. When you are applying for a fund, you need to make sure that the moment you are seen on LinkedIn, social media, academic social media, or secular social media, or professional social media, you are seen naturally with what they are expected to see. Then audience, who benefit from your work? Who are the people that will benefit? That is your target audience. Then the impact. What problem do you help solve? No, most people will go online and just say, I will. What have you done? Make sure you put what you have done. Let them see the picture of the results, not just the effort. As participants, you need to polish 30 to 40 word statement for your LinkedIn, your CV, your biodata, the proposal, and the website. And if you don't have a website, it is very, very necessary. You can have blog. You can use Blogger, even online. It can also help. Now we go to positioning examples. How do you position yourself? These are examples you see here. Specifically makes for professional credibility stronger. Specificity makes professional credibility stronger. When you are specific about what you are doing, then you get the result you are expecting. I'm a renewable energy researcher specializing in decentralized power system, helping undeserved communities access reliable electricity through project evaluation, data analysis, and sustainable energy planning. This is what you should present as a researcher if you are looking for funding in that particular area. Then number two, entrepreneur. I'm an agribusiness entrepreneur building technology-enabled solutions that help smallholder farmers reduce post-harvest losses and improve access to profitable market. As simple as it is. Then, if you are an NGO or you are into development, this is how to put it. I'm a development practitioner focused on youth employability and digital inclusion, designing practical programs that equip underserved young people with market relevant skills. So you can use this to actually coin your own. And how do you do it? The moment you have your CV, you put your CV, you reorganize your CV, and you use your CV to actually summarize what you want to do based on the target audience you want to fill. Then avoid vague description such as consultant, researcher, innovator, or passionate change maker without evidence and focus. Don't just lump everything together. You need to make sure that you are clear about what you are doing and you are single focus. That is, you know what you're actually doing, so that people will find you and you will be able to be funded. Now, project 3. The second LinkedIn test. Can a reviewer understand your professional value immediately? Is it possible for them to understand you? Check 5 areas. Number 1, professional photo. What kind of photo do you have? The headline clarity. Is your headline very clear? About section relevance. Is your relevance, is about section relevance to what you are projecting? Then current role or project you are handling, does it align with the fund you are requesting for? Then featured evidence, that is all the things you are featured, the pictures you are featuring and some other things you are putting online, will it align? Then participant output, one improved headline and one missing profile section to fix. Now you see, before you are a lecturer, consultant, and entrepreneur. Then how are you supposed to frame it this time around? You need to say finance lecturer, very clear. Small and medium enterprise and financial inclusion, very relevant. Researcher, then grant and project development. So that is the way to frame your own if you are going to do that. And this is the project. I expect all participants to do this, and if you need help, I'm available to assist and to help you to be able to create for you. Now, profile optimization rules. How do you organize your profile? How do you put them together? Every profile should make the same promise: competence, relevance, and evidence. One, be clear. Use direct professional language. Avoid slogan that do not explain what you do. Make sure you are clear, simple. Number two, be searchable. Use keywords funders, partners, and employers may search for. Then, number three, be current. Update role, organization, certifications, publications, and projects. Make sure you update your roles. Number four, be evidence-led. Add links, PDFs, project photos, publications, dashboards, and reports. These are very, very clean and clear way to make yourself available. Then be consistent. Use the same professional identity across CV, LinkedIn, and website. Make sure you are consistent. So you need to make sure that you check online to see what you have done and to see how you make yourself findable. Then be appropriate. Keep public platform clean, focused, and respectful. So rule of thumb, do not make funder guess your competence. Show it quickly, clearly, and verifiably. And I want to say for researchers here, especially those people in academics, you need to make sure that as you teach, as you lecture in the school, you make sure that you create projects that you can actually showcase online and you show results. Recently, a particular entrepreneur was looked for. Actually, maybe he actually applied for funding, and by the time the funding was coming, unfortunately, the person could not be located. Online, the person could not be found. They searched, the person was not visible at all, and as a result, that person lost the opportunity. And I want to say, if you don't want to lose any opportunity you have been searching for, make sure you are clear, make sure you are searchable, make sure you are current, make sure you have the evidence that people can see, make sure you are consistent, and make sure you are appropriate. Now, project number 4, credibility evidence bank. Now, funders trust evidence more than adjectives. That is, collect verifiable proof of competence and impact. Maybe a letter, an award, information from people. These are things that you need to put together. The document you have done. Organize evidence by claim. That is one. Number 2, by expertise. All the things you have done, the expert you have actually shown over the period. Show the pictures. Implementation, what you have done. Don't just begin to say, I want to. Show them what you have done. Display what you have done. Show them results. The result of what people have been able to do. and show partnership. Who are the people you have partnered with? Let them see it. Then keep links, reports, images ready before application open. Make sure you organize yourself before you ever think of applying for any fund. Participant output, at least the 5 credibility assets already available or easy to collect. As you can see from the image, you see all the things and some of the samples of things that you are expected to showcase for yourself, and this will actually make people and funders to find you. Now, evidence template. What are the evidence? What are the things you are expected to claim? Use this table to match every credibility claim with proof. Now, your claim: experienced researcher, how many years? What have you been doing? Then evidence you can prove that you're a researcher: your publication, your OSCE number, your Google Scholar. The links must be there. Then where it is stored, profile links. Put the profile links, let people find you. Next action: update biography. Make sure you update your biography every day. You know, there is a sample of a researcher. You know, it was when this particular person was about to be promoted that he started searching the laptop, the internet, to see some of the proceedings he has been able to carry out over a period of time. You know, this person was not organized, and you need to make sure that you are ever ready and you are organized as a researcher. So as a researcher, all these things are necessary, and all these things you need to make sure that you get them ready. Now, next one is project manager. If you are a project manager, your reports must be there, your photos, your completion letters, you know, the starting point, the project you have handled, the letters must be available. Then you have a drive folder, and that folder, the drive folder will actually show your portfolio. Then all the things you have done over a period of time must be kept in a drive folder. And I know I believe that you know how to create a drive folder for yourself. So the moment they ask you, you just send the link, and they'll be able to look at it and know that this particular applicant can be funded. Then label files clearly. Make sure you label your files so that when they open each of the files, all the details that are needed will be seen, and they will not need to even call you before they make decision. Then number 3, you have proved yourself to be a community trainer. Then you need attendance lists, you need certificates, you need testimonials. Then portfolio folder is also important. The portfolio, what you have in your portfolio, is very, very important. Then outcome figures, what you have done over the years. You have trained 20 people, 30 people, 1,000, 10,000. All these things must be made available. Then you have also then organization is credible. That's the 4th one. CAC registration, your partners, the letters your partners has given you, the bank details, then admin folder. All the things you have done, all the letters you have been getting over the period must be placed in the folder of admin. Then you scan document. Let all these documents be scanned so that you'll be able to know, okay, this is what you have done over this period of time. Then what counts as credibility evidence? What are the things that count? Now, different applicants need different proof. Researcher and lecturers, what the proof they need is OSCE number, Google Scholar, publications, the grants they have received, conference papers, institutional profile, and supervision evidence. The people you have, this one, they are very important. Then entrepreneur and startup, you need product demo, customer traction, CAC registration, pitch deck, revenue evidence, partnerships, and testimonials. These are things you need as an entrepreneur. Then the NGO and CBOs, community banks, organization, then non-government organization, beneficiary dates, data, project photos, annual reports, registration, partners, community letters, M&E record, that is the uh, the memorandum of understanding, memorandum of engagement record. These are things that you need. Then students and graduates. As students, you need your portfolio, you need your award, you need your certificate, the volunteer experience you had over the years, the gift up, design samples, leadership evidence must be made available for funders to be able to find you. Then professional and consultants, you need your CV, your case studies, client testimonials, reports, policy briefs, training records, media features. This is very important. And as professionals and consultants, it will be nice you and make sure that you present yourself for conference, for a press conference at one time or the other, and you provide briefs on national newspaper, because on daily newspaper, because it will help you, it will help your credibility and to actually make you to be findable. The institutions, you need past projects, audited records, policies, governance structure, staff profiles, MOUs, memorandum of understandings, compliance document. These are things that you need. These are the things that count for you, for people to be able to, for finders or funders to be able to see that you are credible. Then the project number 5, credibility consistency check. How do they know that you are consistent with what you have been doing? Now, your profile should tell one coherent professional story. That is, check alignment across platform, your CV, your LinkedIn, your OSCID, your Google Scholar, and ResearchGate. Everything must align. Not that you have one, you don't have the other. Then, same name, same role, same expertise, same evidence. So if everything is disorganized, you have to go and make sure that you do that now. Then your personal website, institutional profile, and public social media. When you see people advancing, people getting grants, and you wonder why you cannot. You don't need to spend fortune. What you need is for you to be consistent, for you to be organized, and make sure that you are ever ready to make yourself available. Participant output, 3 inconsistencies or missing items to correct. What are the things? Now, example, outdated role must be corrected. Different names format. Maybe in a particular place you are bearing Peter, Shola, Edward. And in another place you put Edward, Peter, Shola, or you put Shola, Edward, and you know everything must be the same, because let me tell you, the funders will find you. And when they find you and discover that there is disorganization, they will know that you may not be able to manage the fund very well, and you may not be able to manage the project. So wrong website link, incomplete publication record. So you need to make sure that you are organized. Now, credibility red flags to avoid. Credibility red flags to avoid. These issues may weaken an otherwise strong application. No trace. A reviewer cannot verify your work online. That is terrible. You know, like I told you, my organization was able to get a grant, because when they got online, they saw some of the things we have done, the book we published, the people we organized program for, the pictures. They were able to see it, and because of that, they were able to call, and they were rest assured that we know what we are doing. And when funders want to give you anything, they will search you out before they commit themselves. Now, number 2, poor professionalism. Public posts, email names, or images distract from your grant identity. So you need to make sure that you avoid that. Inconsistency, your CV, LinkedIn, and organizational page disagree. So if there is disagreement, the funders will not be able to fund you. Expire evidence, old roles, broken links, and outdated achievements remain visible. Outdated, things you have done 10 years ago, the things you have done 5 years ago, you make sure that you correct everything. You know, there was a time we were handling a project for Google Business Group. You know, the whole thing stopped at a particular time. They had to write letter, they had to send an email to tell me to remove the role, and which I did immediately. So if you have a role and the role you are no longer in that particular place, and incidentally you are still handling the project, you need to make sure that you avoid it. Unsupported claims, your claim impact without data, photos, report or links, you need to make sure that you avoid this. So you make sure that your claim naturally will go with what you are. Your claim will go with your photos, your data, your link, and your reports. So overclaiming, your public profile promises more than your evidence support. Remove all the overclaiming promises and make sure that you keep to what you have currently. And safer principle, keep your digital identity clean, current, verifiable, and aligned with your funding goals. Then academic visibility profile, how should it be? Academic visibility profile, for researchers and students, funders may share scholarly identity, OSID, that is OSID number. You know, it is free. You can create one now if you don't have. Use as a persistent researcher identity. Add employment, education, works, and funding where relevant. Google Scholar. Ensure publications are correctly attributed. Add areas of interest and institutional email where possible. Then ResearchGate, use as supporting visibility, but keep publications, project updates, and affiliation accurate. Now, what are the tasks you are expected to do now? Check whether your academic profile use the same name, affiliation, subject focus, and publication evidence. Make sure correct across the social media, this academic social media, and make sure it's consistent. Add profile links to your CV and LinkedIn. Check duplicates, missing works, and wrong affiliations. Use the same professional keywords across platforms. Then personal plus organizational credibility. For many grants, funders assess both the person and the institution. Personal credibility: number one, professional profile. Two, relevant competence. Three, past achievement. Four, ethical online conduct. Six, evidence of impact. That is number five, evidence of impact. When you are doing anything, people want to see how impactful you are. Then we also look at organizational credibility. If you have an organization, what is important is registration documents, website or social pages, governance structure, previous project, and financial admin readiness. So grant readiness improve when the applicant and the organization both look credible, active, and verifiable. So funders quick review lens: who are you? Is your professional identity clear? Can we verify you? Is there online or document evidence? Have you done similar work? Is there proof of capacity or experience? Can you deliver responsibly? Do your records show professionalism and accountability? Credibility is the bridge between your idea and the funder's confidence. Show it, and you are able to get what you want. Final project, that is 7-day digital credibility action plan. So within the next 7 days, you need to clarify what you are going to do, identify what you are going to do. 1, 2, recommend action: update LinkedIn headline, create OSID, organize evidence folders, adjust public privacy, update CV profile, add project evidence. These are things that are very, very necessary. If you want us to help to assist you, we are available and you can get in touch with us. Now, so as you can see, these are things that are very, very important for you to do. Now, then you need a work page, one page output, my strongest current credibility signal, my biggest visibility signal, my 30 to 40 word positioning statement, my improved LinkedIn profile headline, 5 evidence items I can provide, 3 corrections I will make in 7 days. So you need to clarify all this and make sure you act accordingly. Then we have question: what appear first when you search your name? These are the practical things you need to do. You need to write them down. When you search for your name, you wrote your 3 names. What appear first? What is one inconsistency you discovered? You need to clarify that. Which credibility evidence do you already have? Then what profile update will you complete today? So you need to get this one done and make yourself ready and available for funding. Now, from visibility to ground readiness, are you visible? People can find you. Can people find you? Are you credible? Can they trust your capacity? Do you align your idea? Does your idea fit the funder? Then fundable, is your proposal clear and evidence-based? The grant lab buildings on this foundation: opportunity research accept note, proposal budget, MIA and submission planning. So the next line is we are coming up with a grant lab where you can get ready and prepare for funding. So be visible, be credible, be grant ready. Your proposal start making an impression before the proposal is opened. So what's your commitment? Your commitment today is I will improve at least one public credibility signal within one signal within the next 24 hours. Thank you for listening, and I want to believe that you should go ahead to start working on how to be funded, and so that and for you to be funded, you need to be found. You need to be finded. Somebody money is supposed to find you. You need to be findable before you can be funded. Thank you for listening.